Hey there, everybody, and welcome. Today I'm going to be presenting a sample 3-player playthrough of Obsession, 2nd edition, along with the Wessex and Upstairs Downstairs expansions, and I'll include all the promo tiles and cards as well. So this is going to be an all-in playthrough. I'm going to be trying to aim this at newcomers to the game who are just learning how to play Obsession with the Upstairs Downstairs expansion. So I'll provide some additional commentary as I go. I'm going to be using the program I wrote to play the game in order to ensure that everything about this video is 100% correct with no mistakes. If you like what you see, please like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. In today's sample 3-player playthrough, I'm going to be playing for each player. Blue is going to be named Larry, red is named Alex, and the green player is named Catherine. A general disclaimer here, I want to keep this video moving along, so I won't be dwelling too long on each turn. I can't guarantee how well I'm going to be playing for each player. It's going to be difficult, keeping everybody straight, but I'll do my best. Here we are during setup. Now I have all the options selected. I'm going to also play an extended game today. I'm going to keep the courtship closed, which is what I recommend for most people who are new to the game. And while this is definitely not recommended for a normal game, I am going to set the promo percent to 100 in order to include all 16 of the promotional cards in the casual and prestige guest decks. Now, Dan normally recommends you only include a small handful of promo cards because they do tend to be cutting edge and somewhat game breaking as far as their favors are concerned. But this is just a demonstration video, so we can have a little fun today. Let's get underway. So my program has randomly selected red, that's Alex, to be the start player. Catherine, who is second in turn order, is the green player, and she is going to choose her family board first, along with a bonus servant. That's part of the upstairs-downstairs setup. These servants come from the servants for hire area, and anything not chosen during setup here is just going to go back to servants for hire. We'll have Catherine choose Wessex. And the benefit of Wessex is that you start the game with either a breakfast room, which is an essentials tile, or the tennis court, which is a sporting tile. For her bonus servant, we'll have Catherine choose the useful man. So that's a little tool tip on what the useful man can do. And I'll clarify all of that as we play the game today. I'm sure I'll try to make use of all, well, at least most of those abilities. Green has to choose breakfast room or tennis court. So the breakfast room doesn't provide any benefits, but allows you to invite 4 gentry. The tennis court provides 300 pounds and limits you to 2 gentry. Let's choose the breakfast room. All right, it's now Larry's turn, the blue player. He's going to choose the Howard family. That's the family that comes with the upstairs-downstairs expansion, and that family's benefit is that it starts with a cook. Therefore, Larry can't choose the cook as his bonus servant because you can't have more than one of each upstairs-downstairs servant. So I'm going to have Larry choose the head housemaid. The head housemaid's primary ability is that she allows you to screen guests, but you can also stand in for the housekeeper, and if you have the housekeeper's room tile, she can stand in for the housekeeper or the lady's maid on anything, on a card or a tile. And then finally, the start player, Alex, is going to go with, we'll go with Ponsonby, who starts the game with 300 pounds. And she'll choose the cook as her bonus servant. When you add the cook to your activity tile, you gain 1 additional reputation, and it also allows you to invite guests with a prestige rating that's up to 2 levels higher than your reputation. Again, you'll see good examples of that as we play the game. I should say, though, if you're new to the base game of Obsession and you haven't watched my base game tutorial, or you're new to the upstairs downstairs expansion and you haven't watched my tutorial for that expansion, I'll include links to both tutorials in the show notes. And now it's going to be Alex's first turn. Since we're playing with the upstairs downstairs expansion, we're also playing with two starting milestones. They're basically public objectives. So the first player to claim a milestone is going to score 8 points for that milestone. The second player to do so is going to score 4 points, and there's only space for 2 players to claim a milestone. So the 2 milestones here are flip 4 or more of your tiles in one column. And this one is host an activity with prestige rating of 5 or higher. And both of those won't happen for a while yet, so hopefully I'll remember by the time we get there. In the starting builders market, we have a brushing room. The brushing room is a service tile that lets your footmen stand in as valets when you don't have any valets available. There's a butler's pantry that gains you access to the under butler. It's the only way to get the under butler. And the under butler can stand in for any male service role, including the butler himself, but the under butler can't stand in for a useful man. There's a servant's quarter, arguably the best service tile in the game. Once per turn, it allows you to use a servant that's in your servant's quarters area as opposed to a servant that's in your available service. And aside from the service tiles, we have a retiring room here, we have a breakfast room, and we have a garden observatory, which is a promotional tile that actually provides a favor based on the roll of the 20-sided die that comes with the game. You can see that on a roll of 1 to 17, you gain 300 pounds. On a roll of 18 to 20, you gain 6 reputation instead. On its row side, then it provides 1 prestige guest and 2 reputation. When you're playing an extended game, you're dealt 4 objectives at the beginning of the game as opposed to 5. These are red starting objectives. I'm going to move this one over here. So we have the literature group, which requires that you're looking for 2 libraries. And red's also looking for the barn and brushing room combination. And also 5 tiles in 1 column. These are Alex's cards, her family cards, and her starting guest. She has Reginald Hopkins, Esquire, and she also got Miss Carolyn West. Since we're playing the extended game, it's almost criminal to pass up the private study, the village fair planning, because there are 3 village fairs when you're playing an extended game. If you pass on preparing for the village fair, then you're giving up 900 pounds and 6 reputation over the course of the game, which is a fair chunk. So I think we're going to start by having Alex go to the private study. I'll probably have all 3 of the players go to the private study before that first village fair hits. But my program automatically assigns the butler. And we have to invite 2 family members, so we'll invite the father Theodore for his 200 pounds, and we'll invite the son Edward for his 100 pounds. Now, why am I taking the money, and why do I know I want the money? Because that's 300 pounds, and I'm Ponsonby, and I start with 300, so that's going to give me 600 pounds. And that's what I'm going to need to grab the servant's quarters service tile. I'm also going to add the cook for 1 extra reputation. 100 pounds from the son. And with the 600, the servant's quarters. So next round, when the cook and the butler move up into servant's quarters, I'll be able to make use of the cook again. Moving on to Catherine, the green player. Let's move this over here. She wants to have 3 of each category of improvement tile. So basically she wants 3 per column. She wants 1 of each male servant. She's looking for a smoking room and a drawing room and a state. All right, so her first guests were Anne Harlow, who provides a favor of £100, and Captain Reginald Barrow, 1 casual guest and £100. Let's see what she's going to aim for here. I think the butler's pantry to get the under butler. So she needs to finish her turn with £500. She's going to go to the bowling green. There's £300 of that 500. She can invite any 2 people. She'll invite John, Viscount of Wessex, for his £200. So she's all set money-wise. And she will also invite Captain Reginald Barrow for his casual guest an extra £100. What do we get here? Dr. Richard Clarkson, a promotional card, a promotional guest, -1 victory point. The skilled Dr. Clarkson, a close friend of the family, is known for his restorative potions. And he allows you to restore any guest from your discard pile to your hand. That's his favor. That could come in handy down the road. With our money, we're going to go with the butler's pantry. Now, we could use the useful man that we have to reduce the cost by £100. And I see no reason why we wouldn't want to do that at this point in the game. We'll need the useful man again in round 4 for the village fair, but he'll certainly be back in available service by then. So yes, we are going to pay £100 less. And therefore, we'll have £200 left after the acquisition of the butler's pantry. And there's our under butler in expended service, along with the valet that we used, as well as the footman on the bowling green tile, and our useful man that we just used to discount the cost of the new improvement tile. Blue's turn. All right. Blue here has a lot of tile-based objectives, looking for the flower room and a garden, as well as the French garden, so those 2 synergize well. Tennis court, cricket field, and croquet lawn. And 1 VP for every 2 basic servants. Larry's first 2 guests were Penelope Atwood, provides 1 casual guest, and one of my favorites, Colonel Walter Dalrymple, good for 2 reputation. I like to line these service tiles up early on. Larry, therefore, is going to go after the brushing room here. Oh, another butler's pantry is coming to the market over here on the right. Promotional tile, summer house, came in as well. He's going to host afternoon tea in the main gazebo. He'll invite James Earl Howard for his £200. That covers the cost of the brushing room. And he'll invite Colonel Walter Dalrymple for his 2 reputation. He'll also add the cook to the tile, so that will get him 3 reputation this round. And Larry will also add the head housemaid to the tile, because the main gazebo provides a prestige guest. The head housemaid is going to let us choose between 2 prestige guests. We're good to go. So we're up to 1.4, the 2 reputation from the Colonel plus 1 from the cook. And we're choosing between Tobias Earl Hale, £400 and a casual guest, and Philippa Baroness Haworth, £200 and a prestige guest. I always like a guest who provides a prestige guest, so we're going to go with Philippa Baroness Haworth. And we're acquiring the brushing room. And another servant's quarters has come into the market as well. So jam-packed with service tiles, which is nice, particularly early in the game. Moving on to round 2. Alex went to the private study last turn, so this turn she'll go to the front parlor to play whist. She needs to invite 2 ladies. One of those will be Carolyn West for her 100 pounds. And the other will be, let's go with Mabel for a screened casual guest. We have the cook in servants' quarters, and we have the servants' quarters tile, so we're going to add the cook to the tile for a reputation. And here we go. 100 pounds from Carolyn, 1 reputation from the cook, gets us to 2.1. And now the screened invitation for Mabel, choosing between Marianne Turner, provides a prestige guest. She's probably going to win. Oh, yeah, she's definitely going to win this one. Walter Tuttle, -1 victory point, 100 pounds, -1 reputation. There's no contest. Marianne, welcome. Alex here has 100 pounds. She'll take on the retiring room. 1 lady, 1 reputation. It's about all she can afford at this point. Catherine's turn. All right, I got to remember to look at the builder's market here. What does she have her eye on? Well, she already has a breakfast room. The garden observatory is certainly nice. And she does have a useful man. She needs 500 pounds to grab that. I'm not sure she's going to be able to afford it this round. Where is she? She's at 1.1. Oh, so let's go to the front parlor. We have the housekeeper. We have 1 lady's maid, so that's perfect at this point. And we need to invite 2 ladies. They are going to be Anne Harlow, who will use up the lady's maid, and now we have to add somebody from the family, so we'll go with Viscountess Catherine. Again, no choice between a screened casual guest and an unscreened casual guest. So we're at 1.4 reputation. We're going to draw 2 casual guests. We're choosing between Winston Napier, 1 casual guest and 100 pounds, and Theodore Marshfield, 200 pounds. I think he's going to win this one. And with 300 pounds, unfortunately, there's nothing she can afford, so she is going to cancel the purchase and end her turn. And now it's Larry's turn in round 2. So I do want to get all 3 of these players to the private study. We'll send Larry there now. We'll invite Thomas, the son, with the mom for the screened invite. Don't think Larry's going to be able to afford a purchase either this round. Beatrice Bonham, 2 reputation, similar to Walter Dalrymple. And Roger Viscount Benton, a cad, -2 victory points. Again, easy one for us, Beatrice Bonham. It is. 200 pounds isn't going to get us anywhere, so no purchase. And now round 3. Alex has her footman back as well as a valet. Hill readied the bowling green for Marion Turner. Now, he has the servants' quarters, so he can take the lady's maid from servants' quarters and put it onto Marianne. And the other guest will be Reginald Hopkins for 100 pounds. So we're going to get a prestige guest from Marianne and 100 pounds from Reginald Hopkins, as well as 300 pounds from the Bowling Green. And we invited Glencora and Plantagenet Palliser. Require 2 servants. They're a couple, and they provide a prestige guest as well as the favor that allows you to flip 1 unused tile in your country estate for free. So you can't flip a tile that's already on its row side, but you can flip a tile to get it onto its row side. They have 400 pounds. That's enough to go after the breakfast room, which is perfect for them because they are at a reputation of 2.1. Catherine's turn. Looking at the builder's market. So she wanted to grab this garden observatory, and because she has the useful man. So she needs 400 pounds, which is going to be a piece of cake this round for her. She will go to the private study. She has to invite the 2 siblings, Anne Smith of Wessex and Robert Smith of Wessex. We'll obviously take the 100 pounds from Robert since we needed to purchase that improvement tile. A little bit risky because we don't have a head housemaid and we're going to be getting an unscreened casual guest from Anne. And I say risky only because the average VP value comes to about a -1/4 point. Now that's not the median, that is the average, but still your average guest is going to produce negative victory points. Hopefully we'll get somebody with 0 victory points or higher. We're going to take the 100 pounds from Robert. Okay, oh, not okay. Miss Elizabeth Jones, -2 victory points, but she does provide a prestige guest at the cost of -2 reputation because she's an adventuress. Not a great deal if you ask me. Catherine is going to take the garden observatory. She is not going to use the useful man because she needs the useful man to get 200 pounds for the village fair next round, as opposed to getting him for a discount of 100 pounds this round. So no, we're not using the useful man. And therefore, Catherine's left with no money. Larry's turn. Larry has 200 pounds he saved from his last turn. Oh, he wants to grab that servant's quarters. 600 pounds. He can go to the Bowling Green. That's probably what it's going to be. So Larry's going to set up the Bowling Green with the cook. And he will invite Beatrice Bonham for her 2 reputation. And Lady Diana Stark. But Larry does have the head housemaid, so we're going to screen that guest from Diana. So that's going to provide us with 300 pounds. It's going to get us to 500, but it's going to be short for the servants' quarters. But the cook does allow you to invite guests with a prestige rating up to 2 levels higher than your reputation. So we could invite a level 3 prestige guest. Unfortunately, our prestige guest here is Philippa, and she has a prestige rating of 4, so we're not able to invite her to this. We do get up to a reputation of 2.2, and Lady Diana invited Bentley Churchill, a cad, -3 victory points, but 300 pounds at a cost of -2 reputation. And Anne Fairborn, -2 victory points. a casual guest at a cost of -1 reputation. I think between those two, we're going to go with Bentley Churchill. Larry can either take the butler's pantry for 500 pounds, or he could drop back to 1.5 reputation in order to get the servants' quarters. Now, Larry doesn't currently have any improvement tiles that have a prestige rating of 2, so that's not the end of the world. I think he's going to do it. He's going to trade 2 reputation for 100 pounds, which will allow him to take the servants' quarters. And he's about to get 2 reputation from the village fair, so he'll be back at reputation 2 before you know it. We're going to move on to round 4 and the village fair for all 3 players. So Alex has 400 pounds and is at 2.3. And she'll probably go for the butler's pantry to get the under butler. She only has 2 guests and only 1 guest that she can use, Lady Margaret Carlo here. She could pass, but why don't we squeeze out 1 more turn? So we'll go to the retiring room. Now, the retiring room calls for a lady's maid, but the housekeeper can stand in for the lady's maid. So she is, although Alex does have the servants' quarters. So instead of the housekeeper, we will take the lady's maid from servants' quarters because we're just going to be able to get her back next round if we need her. So this is going to provide us with 1 reputation. We're going to add the cook for 2 to make it 2 reputation. We don't have a head housemaid, so again, we're going to be getting a casual guest here unscreened. We're at reputation 2.5. We invited somebody good, Eleanor Brassington, with 1 victory point, 2 reputation, female version of Walter Dalrymple. Alex has 400 pounds. That's short when it comes to the butler's pantry. But we have a lot more service tiles coming down the pike. The carriage house, which lets you place a footman on it, or a hall boy if you happen to have one, or an under butler if you happen to have one. And you can increase the guest count or decrease the guest count by 1 guest. The housekeeper's room is aimed at players who have the head housemaid. Her other ability inherent is that she can be placed on a guest card to stand in for the housekeeper. But the housekeeper is not really called for on too many guest cards. But with the housekeeper's room, the head housemaid can perform any female service role except for the cook. So she can stand in for even a lady's maid on a card or even on a tile. Question for Alex is she also going to drop down 2 reputation in order to grab the butler's pantry? She's at 2.5. I really don't see any reason why not. So she will pay 2 reputation to get another 100 pounds. And with that, she'll acquire the butler's pantry. Gets her under butler. Moving on to Catherine's turn. Village fair, and Catherine's in a good position here. She has all her servants, but she doesn't have a good hand of cards. Does she want to gain an additional 200 pounds from the useful man? I guess so. Well, maybe not. Let me think about this. She has her garden observatory, and with a family reputation of 2, she could use the useful man to activate it, because if the useful man's on the current activity tile, it actually reduces the prestige rating of that tile by 1. So it'll make the garden observatory for us a prestige rated 2 tile instead of a 3, which will allow us to activate it. Yeah, I'm going to decline to gain the extra 200 pounds from the useful man, because this tile is going to probably pay us 300 pounds. So we'll take 300 pounds instead of 200 any day. So she is going to activate the garden observatory with her footman and her useful man. We have to invite 3 gentry. We do have our servants, so we can invite all 3 here. Fortunately, we're going to take a 2 reputation hit from Elizabeth Jones. We're going to get 200 pounds from Theodore Marshfield. And we're going to be able to reclaim a guest, but we're kind of wasting Dr. Richard Clarkson, because chances are we're probably going to end up having to pass next round. And most likely we're going to lose 2 reputation here and end at 1.4. Maybe this isn't going to be a good deal at all. We are about to probably get 300 pounds from the Garden Observatory. We're going to lose 2 reputation due to Elizabeth Jones, but we will be getting an unscreened prestige guest. We'll get 200 pounds from Thomas Marshfield, and Dr. Richard Clarkson's going to let us reclaim a guest from our discard pile. Here's our 200 pounds from Marshfield. Oh, we rolled a 19! Not 300 pounds, 6 reputation. Didn't expect that. And our prestige guest here is John Lord Brooks. Excellent. Another prestige guest in a 100-pound favor with 3 victory points. Nice turn of events there for Catherine. For the reclaimed card from the discard pile, like I said, I don't think it's going to matter. We'll just take the Patriarch here for the 200-pound favor. With her 500 pounds, she can afford the summer house or the tennis court or the English garden. She can even sacrifice 2 reputation in order to grab that carriage house. I think Catherine's going to take the summer house for 300 pounds. It's Larry's turn. Village Fair. Well, I don't know that Larry's going to be able to follow up with a turn that was as interesting as Catherine's just now. He would like to go to the front parlor finally, but he doesn't have the servants that he needs for 2 ladies. He could squeeze out another trip to the main gazebo or the bowling green. I don't know if that would be worth it. I guess the trip to the bowling green for 200 pounds would be worth it. Except for the fact that he'd have to sacrifice 2 reputation due to Bentley Churchill. That would drop him back to a reputation of 1. He's not willing to do that. I think Larry's going to pass. And given the choice, he'll hire 2 servants. Did he have an objective? A servant? Yeah, he did. 1 VP for every 2 basic servants. So he will hire 2 servants. But he has a cook and a head housemaid. He'll grab a useful man. Well, what does Larry have? The brushing room, so he's going to take a footman as his second hire. Well, he does have 300 pounds to spend. You know what? We have a courtship coming up, and Larry's going to be first in turn order in round 6, so he's going to hold off. He's in no rush. So he's not going to purchase. First courtship. Now, because I'm playing by myself here for 3 players, naturally I'm not really paying attention to the courtship. Larry has a 40% shot. Essentials or sporting is going to involve a tie. A service or estate is going to help Larry, and prestige is going to help Alex or Catherine. I'm not sure which. It's sporting, three-way tie. So nobody gets a Fairchild. Everybody gets a VP card. Larry got one worth 300 pounds or 4 victory points at the end of the game. Now everybody has to discard an objective. Of these 4, Larry is going to dump the sporting group. And you know what? I guess I should make a note of that. So that means he doesn't care about any of these tiles any longer. Alex. I guess Alex will just get rid of essentials. It's kind of hard to acquire too many essentials tiles anyway over the course of a typical game. So I think this one's going to be the one to go. And then finally, Catherine. I think the estate is going to go. It's just not going to be worth that many victory points. Wow. So in the course of setting up the service tile reserve, a lot more service tiles were drawn. Huge number of service tiles to choose from here. This is pretty nice going into round 6. At the end of the first 3 courtships, the first player marker is passed counterclockwise so that the player who was last in turn order previously will now be first in turn order, and the player who was previously first in turn order is now second in turn order, and the player previously second in turn order is now third in turn order, and so forth. So just to make sure everybody's on the same page, Larry is now the first player, and Alex, red, is the second player. Green is the third player in turn order. All right, it is Larry's second turn in a row, thanks to getting the first player marker. And he has to activate this front parlor. He can't leave it in this position, so he's going to do that. He is going to add his cook for an additional reputation, so that's 4 just from the tile. He has to invite 2 ladies. So with the cook, he can invite up to prestige rating 4, which means he can invite Philippa Baroness Haworth, and he does have a lady's maid, so we're going to invite her. She provides a prestige guest and 200 pounds, and for now, I'll give her the head housemaid so that we can screen that prestige guest. The other guest has to be another lady, and we don't have another lady's maid or anybody else who can stand in, so we have to take somebody from the family. We'll take the mother as our basic backup. So she will screen 2 casual guests, and Philippa will screen 2 prestige guests. And we're going to end up with 200 pounds, which will get us to 500. And 4 reputation, which will get us into family reputation 3. So these are the 2 casual guests, thanks to the mom. We're choosing between Elizabeth Perkins. Oh, she is a gossip. Oh, and Aston Webb. He's a promotional guest, and his favor is remarkable. He allows you to take any non-monument tile from the builder's market for free, and then Aston Webb goes away. But between these 2, clearly, you can't pass on Aston Webb. Now we're getting a choice between 2 prestige guests, Madeline, Countess of Knollwood, and Freifrau von Ludwigsdorf. Both excellent. Freifrau is a prestige rated 5 guest. I think the only guest in all of Obsession and its expansions that provides 3 favors. I may be wrong about that, but I think she's maybe the only one. These are both excellent, and I played with both of them, but between the 2, I've got to take the Freifrau. And now we're choosing an improvement tile. We have 500 pounds to spend. And looking in the service tiles, I'm going to take the renovated kitchen because I have the cook. So once this renovated kitchen flips, it gives the cook an additional ability, and that is that whenever she's on your current activity tile, you can invite one additional guest. So this is going to cost me 600 pounds, but we have the useful man, so we can get that discount and make it 500 pounds. And now I have the renovated kitchen. Well, Alex has a choice here. He can either pass or send Eleanor to the retiring room for 3 reputation, which would put her at 3.1. Yeah, that's hard to pass up. We're reusing a tile. Never a good idea to do that. But we have the servants' quarters, so we'll put the cook on there. Oh no, I can't do that because we need the lady's maid for Eleanor. So that uses up the servants' quarters ability. And out of this, I'm going to get 3 reputation, 3.1. Okay, moving on to Catherine. I think Catherine's going to finally pass here. Well, she was the one that got, that used Clarkson's ability to get John out of the deck, I believe. And we knew she was going to probably have to pass. So she will pass. She will hire. So she has a useful man. She has that objective, doesn't she? Yeah, one of each male servant. But it's early in the game. And I just feel like she has to keep up with the Joneses here. So she's going to take a cook and a head housemaid. So she's on par with everybody else. And with her 200 pounds, can she afford the housekeeper's room? She has the useful man. Yeah. So she now has the housekeeper's room, which lets the head housemaid stand in on any activity tile or guest card as a lady's maid or a housekeeper. That might come in handy. Larry's turn. Okay, this is the objective card draw. Yeah, every player on their turn during step 2 draws 2 objective cards. There's going to be another one in round 18 when you're playing an extended game. So we drew, finished the game with all 4 upstairs, downstairs servants. Well, that's probably not going to be too hard for us. So we'll move that there. All of his basic tiles have been visited. He's going to go to the renovated kitchen with his cook. He has the servants' quarters. So the cook goes on that tile. He wants to get that ability lined up. And now he can invite 2 guests with any prestige rating. So that means he can invite, well, he would have been able to invite the Frau anyway, because he's now at reputation 3, and the cook lets him get to reputation 5, 2 levels higher. So he didn't need the renovated kitchen for this, but that's fine. Okay, so she is going to need a lady's maid. All right, strike that. We've got male servants. We need to tie ourselves over here until we get our main group back. Let's go back to the Bowling Green. And I'll invite, well, we can't invite the Frau. I mean, I guess I could put the cook on a tile and invite the Frau. No, I can't. Again, it's only men. We can only invite men here because that's all we've got. Male servant. I mean, we can invite 1 woman, and that's it. We can't use the cook. So Beatrice Bonham is who it's going to be for 2 reputation. And now we have to hire a gentleman. We could go back to the father for 200 pounds. I haven't looked at the market. I guess we really have to get that tennis court. And then we'll get the English garden if we can. All right, so we're going to invite the patriarch, these 2 fine people. And that's going to generate for us 400 pounds in total and 2 reputation, getting us to 3.3. And with the 400 pounds, we will take the tennis court. Alex's turn. She draws her objective cards. Let me slide these over. So now she's looking for, I'm not sure why her little memo is missing. She's still looking for libraries, a barn brushing room, which is probably available now. I see, yeah, both are available, so she can possibly fulfill this. She's also looking for the cabinet of curiosities and the stateroom. And 5 of 1 column. I guess I could put that in there too, just to. Okay. I need these little reminders so I can keep everybody straight. Okay, well, I guess Alex is passing. And she too is going to hire. I need a reminder. She does not have servants-based objectives. She has the cook, but not the head housemaid. Let's take the head housemaid. And she only has 1 footman. Let's take a 2nd footman. Always good to have a 2nd footman on hand. Moving on to Catherine. So Catherine got some more tile-based objectives. So what is she looking? Smoking room 3, 1 of each male. And now she's looking for, I'm not going to fit all this, breakfast, dining. I'm going to take, let's just say 1/male. Breakfast, dining, conservatory, and the libraries, which is, oh no, that's not her, so she is also looking for a library. It's so much to keep up. That's where I'm going to fail here, just trying to keep track of everybody's objectives and make the best use of them. Anyway, what is Catherine going to do here? She never activated the main gazebo. I think it's time. So that's going to get her a prestige guest. She does not have a servant's quarter, so can't get access to her head housemaid. She has to invite 2 gentry. She's at reputation 2. We can get 1 man and 1 woman. 200 pounds. Yeah, we have no cash. So let's take Thomas for 200 pounds. And we'll get some more cash from the dad. Make that 400 pounds. And a prestige guest unscreened. We got Sir Peter Outeridge. And with that 400 pounds, I think we're going to take the carriage house. Yeah. Now, keep in mind, every time you take a service tile, it means that you are not taking a tile that you can activate and flip to its row side. So there's downsides to everything. We're now moving on to round 8. Oh, Larry wanted to go to his renovated kitchen last round, but didn't. So now I think we can. So now we'll put the cook on the renovated kitchen. Now we will invite the Frau. We're using a, am I okay with this? We have a servant's quarters. I don't think it really matters that much. Yeah, I'll use the housekeeper, it's fine. We'll put the head housemaid to screen that prestige guest. How about the colonel? So we can build up some reputation. This will get us to reputation 4. We're getting 2 here and 2 here and 1 from the cook. This will get us to 4.3. We're screening a prestige guest and we're getting 300 pounds. 4.3, we're screening Lady Eleanor Palmer versus Alistair Marcus of Kent, a PR5 tile who provides 4 reputation. I think I'm going to go with Alistair. I just don't want to deal with the casual guests and having to choose. And I'm at reputation 4 now, so I'd rather take a PR5 tile. We're choosing an improvement tile to purchase. Could acquire the English garden. That takes 3 ladies. He's not going to have 3 ladies. He could afford the morning room, 1, 2, or 3 gentry with a housekeeper. Such delicious tiles out here to the right. I think we're going to hold off. Bank that 400 pounds. And next round I'll use the tennis court and I'll be very rich. I'll be able to afford what I want. So I'm gonna bank that as long as I have a tile to go to. Alex's turn. So she just passed and she's looking for the brushing room in the barn for her objective. Let's go to the breakfast room. We haven't been there yet. We can invite 4 gentry. We've got a good selection of servants. Let's put the cook on this tile. And we're looking at 4 people. We can invite 1 lady. And that's going to probably be Marianne Turner. And we have the servants' quarters? Yes. So we're going to give her the head housemaid. And now we're just looking at men. So let's sort by gender. Reginald Hopkins for 100 pounds. Doesn't require a servant. Boy, it's all family members. All of our men are family members. So I guess we can invite the father for 200 pounds. And we can invite the mother. All right. So what are we getting out of this? We're getting a screened prestige guest. 100 pounds there, and a screened casual guest. Wait, and 200 pounds there. So we're getting a total of, I think, 300 pounds? 1 reputation, I think. Yep, 300 pounds. We get to 3.2 for the mom, drawing 2 casual guests. Susan Norris, an American heiress, versus Lady Elise Gilmore. Let's chance it with Susan Norris. If we could pair her off with somebody else who can offset her reputation loss, it'd be nice to get that cash, at least once. We're choosing between Charles and Elizabeth Fairchild's aunt, Margaret Dowager Countess Fairchild. Gives you a VP card. And Regina Washburn, also a great guest. This one we can use right away. Hard to pass you up, though. Promo card. She does require a lot of servants. Let's take her. So given that the national holiday's coming up, we definitely want to have a great tile on hand and some terrific guests on hand as well, assuming we have the servants to take care of them. What are we buying with 300 pounds? Well, we don't have a good tile for the national holiday. I guess in a pinch, we could come back to the breakfast room, but I'd like to have something better on hand. So let's hang on to this 300 pounds and we'll come back. Moving on to Catherine's turn. Catherine, what are you doing? You've got a full selection of servants and guests, and we've got a summer house that hasn't been visited yet. We also have the breakfast room. This produces 3 points. This would break the tie in a state. Yeah, let's go to the summer house and we'll have a little romantic rendezvous. Not sure between who yet. Let's add the cook. The cook is great at keeping secrets in addition to making tasty food. Let's invite John Lord Brooks. We can add the head housemaid to screen his prestige guest. And we're at 2.5. Oh, where's our daughter? Get that admirer bonus. Where are you? Here you are. See what happens. 3.3. So there's our. Oh, we get a casual guest from the summer house too. So we did okay. We got Lady Elizabeth Seaforth and we got Lady Mary Russell. We definitely did okay in that department. For our screen prestige guest, we're choosing between Archibald Lord Mancroft and Rebecca, Dowager Countess Clare. She requires 2 ladies' maids because she's a little obese. I think with the national holiday coming up, I think I prefer to go with with that VP card. So I'm going to go with the Dowager. 200 pounds to spend. I think we're going to bank that. Round 9. Oh, Village Fair. Hard to keep track. Do we want to spend our useful man? A reason not to. I don't have a prestige rated 5 tile that I'm trying to use, so yes, I will use the useful man. Where are we here? So we have the Courtship next round, National Holiday round follows. So this is basically the last round before the national holiday. We have 900 pounds to spend. We're great shape there. I think we're going to pass just before the national holiday, which is something I like to do. So I have everybody at my disposal. So let's pass. I won't have the useful man, but I don't need the useful man next for that. I would like to hire, I think. Yeah, I definitely want to hire. So who don't we have? We don't have a hall boy. Oh, we have that objective? Yeah. It's only 4 points. But I think I will take the hall boy for the extra cash. And for the second servant, so that's all my upstairs, downstairs servants. I need ladies' maids more than anything. And I've got 2 footmen and a valet, so I'm going to take a ladies' maid as my second. Ooh, the best tile I have would be the French garden. That's 1,000 pounds. I'm at 4.5. I think I can trade off 2 reputation to get to 1,000. So let's do that. And let's grab that French garden. That's a great tile to have for the national holiday. Oh, and it helps with our objective too. Perfect. So now we're just looking for the flower room to show up. Okay, Alex is next. What is she going to get for the national holiday? She has the breakfast room, 5 gentry. Oh, the stateroom is out there. She wants that stateroom. £1,000. What if she passed? If she passed, she would have to go back to the breakfast room. But that's not terrible. She can definitely invite 5 great guests. She's really light on ladies' maids. All right, let's pass. And let's take the last 2 ladies' maids. All right, and with her £600, she could take the music room. Get an extra reputation. She's still languishing at 3. Tempted to take the brushing room, I think. This is only £100. I'd rather have I'm going to take the music room. I want to have the money on hand. That may be a mistake, but I hope this breakfast room comes through for us. We're going to end our turn. Go to Catherine, her village fair. She has the useful man. She will use the useful man. Gets her to £700. What could she afford? What if she passed? She passed. She could take the £200. Does she need servants? Finish the game with at least 1 of each male, which I think she already has. Oh, she doesn't have a hall boy. But that £200 would come in handy right now. And she could go for that stateroom. Yeah, we're going to pass. We're going to take the £200. We're going to convert 2 reputation to £100. And with that £1,000, we're going to get the stateroom. That juicy 5 reputation. With the cook, 6 reputation. That'll put us into the major leagues. And this is going to lead us into the courtship. We're looking at a tie with service and sporting again. And Catherine would like prestige. I'm not sure what everybody else is looking for, but let's just see what happens. It's essentials. Who's essentials? Alex. +2. Alex got a second VP card, and who does she want to invite here? How's she doing on male prestige guests? Oh, she has none, does she? I think we're going to take Charles. Just so we have that, we can get that admirer bonus cooking as well. We have to discard objectives here. Who's Larry going to discard? He's doing okay on his servants. He's got his French garden. He doesn't have the flower room yet. He's not doing well in prestige. I think prestige is going. Oh, didn't somebody just grab the stateroom? Catherine did. So I guess we're not going to be looking for the stateroom any longer. That's easy. Stateroom required. That's going. And Catherine, did I see it built the conservatory? Yes, the Gable Conservatory is here. No libraries, though. No dining room. Maybe this one should go. No sign of the smoking room or drawing room so far. Yeah, I think that's going to go. More service tiles show up. It's a national holiday. What came out in the services section? Another horse carriage. Oh, a horse carriage and a village fair stall. Wasn't that? No, that was there before. I think the horse carriage is new. Promotional tile that lets you add a Fairchild to your hand. All right, Catherine. She just passed and collected 200 pounds in order to get the stateroom, so that is her national holiday tile. We're going to add the cook to this tile, so that's good for 6 reputation right there. A little light on servants. We could possibly invite 3 women and 2 men. Well, gee, you know, I'd like to, if I can pull this off, I'd like to put the footman over on the carriage house and therefore invite 7 gentry if I can do it. We have 3 female servants and 2 male servants. I think I can pull that off. Plus, we have the family to rely on if necessary. Let's start with, well, she's going to use up two servants right there. But let's see if we can add Dowager Claire for her VP card. We'll invite John Lord Brooks. We'll invite Peter Outeridge. We'll use the under butler. Elizabeth Seaforth for her prestige guest. Standing in for the lady's maid is the head housemaid. When the head housemaid stands in for a lady's maid or some other servant, then you don't get her screening ability. So this is not going to be a screened prestige guest. It'll be unscreened. And that pretty much uses up all of our servants. We need to invite 3 more guests, so let's go to the family. We'll definitely invite the daughter for the admirer bonus. We'll invite the son. I'm not sure what for yet. And we'll add the father for 200 pounds. So we were looking at 6 reputation, 7, 8 from the admirer bonus. 8 reputation will get us to 5.1. If we're getting to 5.1, I'll take Robert's money. Money-wise, we're getting 1, 3 is 4, 5, 200 makes 7. Countless prestige guests. 1, 2, 3, and an unscreened casual guest. I think this should be pretty fruitful. 100 pounds from Robert. Reputation at 5.1. Oh, what just happened? We just lost a slew of reputation. We just dropped down to 4.3. What the heck? Oh, we invited Thomas Allen Hurt. Thomas Allen Hurt is a promotional card. The clumsy Mr. Hurt has a pronounced stutter, but over time, all come to adore his warmth and sincerity. He goes into your discard pile, not into your hand, and when you acquire him, you lose 3 reputation, but hopefully he pays you back in spades by doling out VP cards every time you use them. Who else did we invite there? We invited Camilla Dowager, Countess Elliot, for reputation. We invited the Duke of Longford, Richard, 600 pounds and a VP card. Our casual guest was fine. 0 victory points. Miss Catherine Eden, good for 1 reputation and 100 pounds. Now we have 700 pounds to spend, and what do we want to purchase? I've just used all my servants, so I'm not going to have any available next round. We're taking the Gable Conservatory. All things considered, a really nice national holiday. Maybe save for Mr. Hurt, but hopefully he'll go. Let's add icing to the cake. We just completed our first milestone. Fulfill a prestige rated 5 or higher activity tile, which the stateroom certainly was. So that's another 8 points right there. What a very productive turn that was for Catherine. Let's see if Larry can continue the pace. He is playing the French Garden, and he too will add the cook. French Garden provides you with 2 prestige guests. We'll add the head housemaid to screen 1 of them. And we can invite 7 gentry because we have the culinary renowned ability, which lets the cook invite 1 additional guest. So Alistair Marcus of Kent. Let's add Lady Diana, but I'd rather, we couldn't screen the casual guest last turn, but we can this turn. Let's screen that casual guest from Lady Diana. Let's invite the Frau. Philippa will get the housekeeper. We have the servants' quarters, so Beatrice can get the lady's maid. And we have one male servant left. I don't know if I want to invite Bentley Churchill right now. Not for the national holiday. This is our big chance to get our reputation up. So I'm going to invite Walter Dalrymple for his 2 reputation. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more. Aston Webb for his free tile from the Builders Market. But then we'll lose Aston Webb. We've got a total of 300, 500 pounds. Reputation-wise, we're looking at 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, plus the cook is 13. That's 2 revolutions plus 3, 7, 1. Nice. And a total of 2, 3, 4, 5 prestige guests and a screened casual guest. We may have actually outdone Catherine here. 500 pounds. We should end up at 7.1. We do. That's our second guest. Oh, now we're choosing for Aston Webb. So who are those guests? Lady Alexandra Suffolk. Very, very nice. 3 reputation and another prestige guest. And Agnes Dowager Countess Reed. Good for 3 reputation. 1 victory point. We're choosing a free tile thanks to Aston Webb. Boy, how can you pass up the Grand Ballroom with 7 backside victory points? I think I'm going to take that. It's just a matter of time before we use it. I have the hall boy, I have the useful man, and I have the butler coming up. And I'm at reputation 7. That's a no-brainer. Grand Ballroom it is. Now we're choosing our screened casual guest. Beatrice Wilton versus Charles Wadsworth. I'd rather take somebody without negative VP. I'm going to take Charles. More prestige guests. So this was Anne-Marie Countess de Vitry, good for 400 pounds. And Sir Charles Fitzwilliam, 4 reputation, but minus 2 guests when you acquire him. And the 2 guests you have to dismiss 2 guests when you acquire him, and the 2 you acquire can't have negative VP. Okay, so he's a promotional card, obviously, and that's the price you pay for his 4 reputation. So we have to find 2 guests that we're willing to get rid of. Yeah, we can definitely get rid of Penelope Atwood. She doesn't really bring much to the table. So she's going to go. And Charles Wadsworth is the one we just took. He's only worth 0 victory points. We'll discard him as well. I can afford the English Garden, the Manor Aviary. What about service tiles? What's the Village Fair Stall again? Village Fair Stall requires a useful man. Hire 3 servants from the supply. And it turns into a monument. I don't know if I should take another service tile. This is a little risky because now, again, I don't have... Well, I have the Grand Ballroom to go to. And I still have the tennis court to play. I'll take the... Yeah, let's take the Village Fair Stall for those 3 hires. Oh, I don't know the 600 pounds. Is it worth it to trade into? I think I'm going to do it. I'll take another 100 pounds, drop down to 6, I hope this pays off. And I'm going to take the village fair stall. And we also got a milestone because we fulfilled the French Garden. So that is 4 points for us. But I think we actually surpassed Catherine there for a national holiday turn. All right, finally, Alex's time to shine. Except for the fact that she is relegated to relying on her breakfast room, the back side of it. So she's not going to get any VP from flipping that. Hopefully she can make up for it with guests. She can add the cook to it for an additional reputation. And we're looking for 5 guests. We've got good assortment of servants. We'll invite Charles Fairchild and definitely Lady Margaret Carlo. Oh, and yeah, it was Alex that added the music room, so we're going to get an additional reputation from Lady Margaret. Let's see if we can swing the Dowager. Makes use of the head housemaid since the housekeeper's busy on the tile. The Pallisers would let us flip our main gazebo. We have never gotten around to doing that. But we'd have to refresh our lady's maid. What are we looking at reputation-wise? 3, 4, 5, plus 1 for the music is 6, plus 1 from the cook is 7. That puts us at 5.1. I don't know that I'm willing to drop down for the Pallisers. I'm going to skip them for now. Oh, we have Susan Norris. That's another 300. That's another 3 reputation loss. Is she worth it? I really think she needs to go. Oh man, I'm sorry I ever took her. But let's add the father for some money. This is what, 5 we're looking at 5 gentry. That's 4 so far. I could invite the mom to dismiss Susan Norris. I don't know that I'm ever gonna. Oh, I'm making mistakes here, I think. Money-wise, we got 500, 700, plus our 5 now is 1,200. That won't be a problem. We're also going to be getting an unscreened casual guest from the daughter. But no prestige guests. All right, let's just let it rip. Too much talking. 5.1. There is our casual guest. Not bad. Colonel Stephen Clark. 2 reputation, but at a cost of £100. And for the mom, let's dismiss her. Let's get rid of Susan Norris. We never used her once, I don't think. The cricket field is, or the stocked lake would be a great tile. The cricket field I could use right away. Well, I have the main gazebo I have to go to. I can't leave that like that. I'm going to take the cricket field. Drops me back down to £400. Not sure I can say I was entirely thrilled with that turn of events, but that ends the national holiday. That brings us to round 12. Catherine's turn. She's going to the Gable Conservatory. Has to invite 3 ladies. Oh, she doesn't have her butler. Oh, she has no servants. She wants male servants. We're looking for a hall boy. All right, let's pass. We got to get our servants. So we're going to hire 2. We're going to hire the hall boy. not only to have all of our male servants, but also to make use of the carriage house that we have, because the tall boy can fill in for the footman there. And our second servant is going to be a footman. And we have 300 pounds to spend. Oh, well, we have 2 footmen now. Let's get the brushing room. Oh, except I wasn't the one who wanted that. That was the other player. But too bad for him. Or her. That was Catherine's turn. Moving on to Larry's turn. Larry wants to activate the village fair stall for 3 hires. He has the butler, he has the useful man, and it'll flip to a monument. Oh, this is the one where you have to pay 100 pounds to get the reputation. Not as good as I thought. I'm not sure about that, especially considering we're already up to reputation 6. Anyway, let's continue. We can hire 3 servants. We have all of the upstairs, downstairs servants. We have 2 ladies' maids. There are no more. And we do own a brushing room. So let's just take 3 footmen. And there goes all the footmen. Moving on to Alex. We have to activate the main gazebo. We can't just leave it like that. She does have the servants' quarters, so we could add the cook. I think we could invite the Pallisers with a under butler and a lady's maid. So they provide a prestige guest, and they let you flip an unactivated tile, which would let us flip the cricket field. Second guest will be Marianne Turner for a prestige guest. A third prestige guest, so 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. Well, let's go. Lady Elizabeth Hastings, 300 pounds, 2 victory points. Ambrose, Marquess of Tetbury, 3 reputation, 500 pounds, 4 victory points. And Theodore Lord Marshfield, 2 victory points, a casual guest, and 200 pounds. All told, that's 9 victory points worth of prestige guests. We're flipping now, thanks to the Pallisers. We'll flip the cricket field. And we have 400 pounds to spend. Should we grab the other carriage house? Well, the horse carriage would give us a Fairchild, but it's a little late to have a Fairchild this round. It's better to get that Fairchild at the beginning of the season. So round 16 is more like it. I think the carriage houses will make more sense for us. Okay, great. And that takes us to round 13. Builder's Holiday. Nobody has any money left over, so much for that. Catherine wants to activate the gabled conservatory with the cook. We could invite Richard, Duke of Longford. Let's try for Dowager Rebecca. We use up our servants here pretty quickly. Camilla will use the head housemaid. That's it for women who need servants. And this has to be 3 Oh, we can't invite the Duke of Longford. This is 3 ladies. Sorry about that. Is it going to be the mom? I can't remember if we have anybody that we need to dismiss. Let's Let's look at our negatives. Oh, we do have Elizabeth Jones. Yeah, we could get rid of Elizabeth Jones. So we have the Dowager Claire, we have the Dowager Elliot, and the mom to get rid of Elizabeth Jones. And this lets us see 4 casual guests and choose 2. We're currently resolving, well, I'm making a choice for Catherine. I'm going to use her dismiss favor. So now we're resolving the tile. 4 casual guests, keep 2. So 2 of them have positive victory points. 1 has 0, 1 has -3. Although the one with -3 is a promotional Jane Booth, an actress. Although scandalous, the well-known Miss Booth attracts a crowd, and her advantage is that up to 3 additional casual guests above and beyond the maximum guest count may be added to the activity, and they do not require personal service. Well, there's something to be said for that, but I just got finished dismissing a guest with negative victory points. As much as I love Jane Booth, what's your deal here? Oh, you roll. Oh, Sir Wallace Carter is an unusual card. In fact, I know the story here. I spoke to Dick Butler, who came up with the idea for Sir Wallace Carter. I think he's modeled after the Rochester from Jane Eyre, who had the crazy wife in the attic. And as a result, Dan Halligan, the designer, made him a little unusual. You don't add him to your hand, you just place him in your play area in front of you. And every round thereafter, he gives you 100 pounds, but you have to roll a die. And if you roll a 19 or 20, then you lose 4 reputation and you lose Wallace Carter. So we have 5 rounds or so of play remaining. I don't think he's rolled during courtships, because courtships are just there's nothing that happens during a courtship other than a courtship. So I wouldn't roll his die during a courtship, but I'd say we're looking at 5 rolls of the dice. Hopefully the 19 or 20 won't turn up, but that's good for 500 pounds. So I think we're going to take the 2 gentlemen. Wallace Carter. Now, my program actually adds him permanently to my discard pile. That's how he's treated for purposes of being in front of us in our player area, but we'll never be able to reclaim him from the discard pile. My program won't ever get rid of him. He's just going to stay there until he ever rolls a 19 or a 20. And then we're going to take William Lord Mortimer for his 2 reputation. So Catherine, we get a dismissal, and that was going to be Elizabeth Jones. Let me sort by negative VP again. There she is. So she's gone. Choose the first of any number of improvement tiles. Well, we only have 200 pounds. I don't think well, I could afford the barn. I can also take the morning room or the riding stables, because frankly at the moment they both contribute to my 3 tiles per column objective. Morning room will give me another essentials, so that'll handle my essentials column, and it'll cost me 200 pounds, which is exactly what I have. Oh, I have my useful man. I could discount that to make it 100. I guess I will. It leaves us with 100 pounds. That means I could probably get the riding stables, which will help fill in the sporting column. I think I'm looking at completing this. I just need one more sporting tile, but there are plenty to choose from. So I will take the cheap riding stables. That costs 100 pounds. And that objective is as good as completed for me. And I hope it's worth a lot. 7 victory points. Well, Better than average, I suppose. All right. Larry's turn. What am I looking for here? Stocked lake. The imported marble floor. This calls for 3 ladies and 3 gentlemen. I think I might be able to pull off the grand ballroom. Let's see where we go with this. Grand ballroom uses my hall boy, my butler, and a footman. This will flip and be worth 7 victory points. Let's definitely add the cook and sort by gender. So I have culinary renown, so I could either add a 4th lady or a 4th gentleman. Let's add Charles Fitzwilliam for reputation. Finally make use of Bentley Churchill, and then we can dump him at some point. James Earl Howard. So far that's 3. We could possibly add the son. Ladies wise, we have lots of ladies servants. We can invite Lady Alexander Suffolk. I think we can invite all of them. Agnes Dowager. And Marie Countess of Davitry. And the mom. Let's add the head housemaid to Alexandra Suffolk so we could screen her prestige guest. Invite the mom. So I think we're good. Oh, let's add up our money and reputation. So we've got 3, 5, 900 pounds coming in. That's a good chunk. Reputation wise, we've got 4, 2, 5, 8, plus the cook makes 9. That gets us to 8.3. If I use the useful man, I'm back to 7.5. But I have plenty of rounds to get up into the 9 range. I think it's worth it. I'm going to spend 3 reputation for the useful man. Add him to the grand ballroom so that tile can be hosted with a prestige rating of 7. And let's go from there. So I'm at 7.5, drawing 2 casual guests for the mom. We've got the Reverend Ross Carn. He's a promotional card. He reclaims all your family members from your discard pile back into your hand, which could be useful, though he does charge 100 pounds for the service. And we also have the Honorable Isabella Montgomery, 1 casual, 100 pounds. I think we're taking the Reverend. For the prestige guests, 2 good choices. Count Dmitry Konstantinov, casual guest and a prestige guest, and Clarence Lord Archer, 600 pounds. Let me take a look at the builder's market again. Boy, I think the money's going to be more useful. I'm going to take the money. And with my 900 pounds, Stock Lake, 4 gentry, cost me 7, leaves me with 2. I'll take the Stock Lake. If I have 200 pounds remaining, I'll be able to get the reputation from the proper domestic staff, but I don't know that I need it. We've got the English Guard and the Manor Aviary out here. I could take the barn in case I reuse the French Garden or grab one of those 2 tiles. Yeah, let's take the barn. And it's good for 2 points too. And something else just showed up. The laundry. Place a female servant on the laundry to refresh a casual guest of your choice. All right, that was a nice turn for Larry. Moving on to Alex. So she's got 100 pounds. What would she like to buy, all things considered? English garden, manor aviary, the monument, the billiards room, all those would be nice. Do I have 5 gentlemen for the cricket field? Barely. I think I can muster the servants. Lacking a footman. I don't know if this is going to work. Cricket field. Oh, that uses up the footman. No, I don't think this. It's not going to fly. And one of my guests requires a footman and a valet, so that's not going to work. What if I went back to the breakfast room? That's sad. But I can certainly come up with 5 gentry. Could get Ambrose. Maybe you. Don't think I can afford the service for you. Reginald Hopkins doesn't require a servant. The son. Eleanor Brassington. All those are nice choices. I can pass on Carolyn West. Oh, that's 6, isn't it? Let's drop the son. I'm looking at 500, 300. It's 800. Less 100 is 700. Plus 100 is back to 800. So I'll end up with 900 pounds. 3, 5, 7 reputation, which gets me to 6.4. I think we're good to go. £900 to spend. Tempted to take the monument, though I really need an activity tile. Most likely we'll be forced to pass next round, which means the monument could come in handy for the extra reputation. It'd put me to possibly 7.1. It would help me in essentials, though it's not likely essentials isn't going to come up again as a theme. I'm going to take the monument, which means I can't afford another tile, which takes us to round 14. This is a roll for Sir Wallace Carter. It's a 1, so she got 100 pounds from him. Thank you very much. She has 3 tiles, 4 tiles. She could activate the writing stables, the breakfast room, or the morning room. Let's go with the best of the 3 as far as gentry are concerned. Breakfast room. Oh, she doesn't have the servants' quarters, does she? So we can't invite the Duke of Longford. We can invite Roger Lord Gresham. We need 4 gentry here. John Lord Brooks. Thomas Hurt for his VP card. Do we have the daughter? Yes, Ann Smith for her admirer bonus. So looking at 2, 4. I have the hall boy. I could add the hall boy to the carriage house. That would allow me to invite another guest, such as the patriarch for his money. Next round I'll have the cook back, so I'll be able to invite the Duke. I don't have the head housekeeper. I have to pay 3 reputation for her, but I'm going to be able to get that back. I think it's a good. Let's do it. Okay, let's keep going. We're at 5-4. That's a casual guest. Looks okay. Terrence Whitlow, 100 pounds, 0 victory points. That's fine. Prestige guest and Dowager Countess of Bristol. Prestige guest and 2 reputation, 3 victory points. Excellent invitation. We have 700 pounds to spend. I want to invite the Duke, so I don't think I want a 3 ladies tile. There's 2 English gardens now. I'm going to take the Manor Aviary for 500, which will leave me with 2. Moving on to Larry's turn. Just did the Grand Ballroom, tennis court or stock lake. 4 gentry. Well, I don't have 4 gentry, so let's see if we can make the tennis court happen. And we can pit the Reverend against Clarence Lord Archer. You're going to cost me 100. You're going to give me 500. But you're going to get all my family members back. I wonder if I'm better off passing here. 1 for every 2 basic servants. I don't know if there are basic servants left anymore. 3 valets. I think I might pass and maybe take the 200 pounds. Yeah, let's do that. And I'm not going to purchase anything just yet. Okay, turn it over to Alex. Last turn of the season. She has to pass as well. She's got everybody. She doesn't have a hall boy, and she doesn't have a useful man. There is the village fair coming up. Let's pass, let's hire, and let's take the other upstairs, downstairs servants. Better late than never. She has the servants' quarters. She'll be able to use the useful man if she wants to for the village fair. I see that red actually has a 40% chance of winning the courtship. I think she won it. Oh, it was a 3-way tie the first time, and I think red won it with essentials last round. Let's see who wins this round. Oh, essentials, red again. Boy, that imported marble floor came in handy for red. Who is she going to invite? She's got a handful of male prestige guests. I think we'll invite Elizabeth. Discarding. Objective cards, Larry. He's got his French garden. He's got this, he's got that. I think it's time to give up on the flower room, so that'll go. I think this one has to go. So let's just take that off the list. The stateroom she has, or no, the stateroom is coming off the list as well. Let's get rid of the barn brushing room. And for Catherine, she's got the conservatory. Haven't seen libraries yet. This requires the breakfast room and a dining room. She's looking good here. This provides 12 victory points. Let's get rid of this one. Round 16. Okay, we're into the home stretch here. I've taken the liberty of updating my notes for my objectives. Not doing very well in that department. No sign of a library, no sign of the cabinet of curiosities. Not too happy about objectives. Not too happy that red hasn't made any inroads on the milestones, for whatever that's worth. Taking a look at the market, probably the English garden makes the most sense for a purchase. There is the horse carriage, but I think it's time to give up on service tiles and just forge ahead with great scoring tiles for the remainder of the game. Red is going to activate her cricket field. Now it's been flipped to the rose side, but it's actually never been activated. Not that that excuses activating it now, but it will allow us to host 5 gentlemen. And as a result, let's sort by gender and see what we can come up with. So I'm going to put the cook on the tile. For the reputation, it would allow us to invite the Pallisers, but now that we no longer have a tile to flip, so this is not as attractive a guest as it used to be, given the fact that it provides 1 prestige guest at a cost of 2 servants. So I'm going to bypass the Pallisers and go directly to inviting Ambrose, Marquess of Tetbury. We'll invite Theodore Lord Marshfield. Theo. Oh no, he requires 2 servants as well. What do we have left? We're out of male servants. We have the servants' quarters. We have the butler, but that's not going to necessarily help us. Well, let's keep Theo. Colonel Stephen Clark, 2 reputation at a cost of £100. Better to go with Reginald Hopkins, I think. And how about the son and the patriarch? And there's 5 gentlemen. I think I'm going to take the reputation from the son, which means that we're going to net 200 plus 100 plus 200. That's 500. We're going to get £1,000 out of this, plus the 600 here, £1,600, bringing us all the way up to £2,100. We're going to be pretty rich. We'll certainly have our choice of tiles, and we're looking at the English garden, which is the cheapest tile out there in the market. Reputation-wise, we're currently at 7.3. Remember, we're playing an extended game, so the maximum reputation is 9.5. So we still have a little ways to go. We're going to get 3, plus 1 is 4, plus 1 is 5 reputation, which will get us to 8.3. We can add the head housemaid to screen this casual guest of Lord Marshfield. I think that's it. So let's continue. Taking the reputation from the son, that's going to get us to 8.3, and it was £2,100. There's our £2,100, 8.3. Our screen casual guest, we're choosing between Miss Diane Blowers and Armstrong Pugh, who costs us a reputation. She gives us 1. We're going to take Diane, though I'm not sure we're ever going to use her. And with £2,100, we could probably buy the entire builder's market. But I think we are going to settle for the cheapest tile because it's probably one of our better choices here. 3 ladies. After hosting an activity with 5 gents, the English garden for 3 ladies makes the most sense, even though it is the least expensive tile here, only costing us £300. We're going to be left with £1,800 going into the next round. Nothing else happens in the market. There were 2 of those English gardens, so nothing shifts. Moving on. Village Fair. Catherine is going to use her useful man. That'll get her an additional 200 pounds. And this is Walter. Gives us another 100 pounds. We're at a total of 800 pounds. So let's see. Let's reverse direction here. We wanted to activate the manor aviary for gentry, using the under butler in place of a footman. We'll add the cook. And let's see who we're going to invite to this. We're at 6. We can invite the Duke of Longford. Let's do it. Oh, we don't have a servant for you, do we? This is going to be a ladies' affair. Darn it. Can't get the Duke activated. Okay. It's going to be ladies. Countess of Bristol. Lady Elizabeth Seaforth for her prestige guest. We could invite you. Let's keep you in the manifest. And now we're out of servants, so let's go over here to the end. We have the son, Robert Smith. I guess we're going to add you. So there are our 4 gentry. Looking at 2, let's take the money from the son. So a 3rd reputation from the cook will lead us to 6.4. So we're looking at 3 unscreened prestige guests. I really would like to invite the Duke. I'm kind of sorry that we can't. We're at 6. Gaining 3 reputation. Let's give up Lady Elizabeth Seaforth. Let's put the head housemaid on the tile. I'm thinking about refreshing a valet here for the Duke. It's giving up 3 reputation, but for 600 pounds and a VP card, it seems like a worthy effort. I think I'm going to do it. So you're going to the Duke. I think that's a better choice. We're still looking at 3 reputation, so we're getting to 6.1. 1 screened prestige guest and 2 unscreened prestige guests. And a reclaimed guest from the discard pile. We wanted reputation from the son. Gets us to 6.1. Oh, 6.2 with the cook. My apologies there. We invited 1 prestige guest. I don't know who was that thanks to. Courtesy of Anne. Dowager. So that was your prestige guest. And we got Lady Violetta Greenway. 2 reputation. Now we're screening 1 for the manor aviary. Alistair Lease versus Alice Dowager Countess Holt. 500 pounds versus 600 pounds, but you can't dismiss a guest with negative VP. It's only 100 pounds. I'd rather go with the guest who doesn't have any strings attached, so we're going to invite Alice. Okay, now we're reclaiming a card from our discard pile. Who's that going to be? So we have 300 pounds and 2 reputation. Prestige guest. 200 pounds. 4 reputation. Oh, I could really use that. I think we're going to bring back Camilla. So we have 1,400 pounds, thanks to the Duke. getting that additional 600. Oh, it is the beginning of the season. This would be the time to use the horse carriage. Red overlooked this. Yeah, let's use the horse carriage. So that's going to let us have a Fairfield, and the only one remaining is Charles. But we add Charles to our hand. That's a good addition. Oh, and Green has achieved first place in the other milestone by having 4 of one column. That is a state. So I didn't even see that coming. My apologies for that. But Green looks like she's, well, I wouldn't say running away with this, but she's certainly doing awfully good. If you just look at milestones. How's she doing objective-wise? She's looking very good here. She's fine here. Still waiting for a library to show up. Okay, we're going to move on to Larry. His village fair with the useful man. And no, we're at 8.2. We don't need to spend 100 pounds for a reputation, so we'll decline that. So we are going fly fishing in the stocked lake with 5 gentry. We're going to add the cook. Not sure if she's providing tasty refreshments for the guests or tasty bait for the fish. We're going to invite Alistair, Marquis of Kent. We're looking good servant-wise. We have everybody. We're going to invite Lady Alexandra of Suffolk, the Frau. Can't pass you up. Clarence Lord Archer. Or do we take the reputation? We're doing so well money-wise. I think I'm going to take Charles Fitzwilliam. So that's a total of 300 plus 600, 900 pounds, getting us to 1,600 pounds. And 4 plus 3 is 7, plus 2 is 9, plus 4 is 13, plus 1 is 14 reputation, which would get us to 11.1 if I'm not mistaken, which is a little bit of a excess. So I guess we are not going to invite Charles Fitzwilliam. And instead, oh yeah, we'll go with Philippa for the prestige guest of the 200 pounds. And then instead of Alistair, do we have anybody? Oh, we have Bentley Churchill we have to get rid of. Let's invite the mother and get rid of him once and for all. All right, so now one more time. 3 plus 2 is 5, plus 1 is 6, getting us to 9.3. That's more like it. Cash-wise, we're getting 500, so we'll have 1,200 to spend. Oh, the cook allows us to invite an additional gentry. I don't want to forget that. Let's get some additional cash. So let's add Clarence Lord Archer. So money-wise, we are looking at 600 plus 200 is 8, plus 3 is 11, plus 6 is 17, plus 7 gives us a total of 2,400. And I think we calculated our reputation already was getting us to 9.3. So let's go with that. Okay, 9.3. Here come our guests. So we have Crispin, Viscount Chetwynd, 1 VP only, but he does provide another prestige guest. Another prestige guest there, 2 VP. And Major Anthony Cole requiring 2 servants. I guess we could have screened some of these guests. Kind of sorry I didn't. But if we use the daughter next round, we're going to need her. I definitely want to screen her casual guest. So I'm not totally sorry about it. For the mom, we're dismissing Bentley Churchill. So you're gone. That's another 3 points right there. And for an improvement tile, the best one out there still looks like, for us at least, is the English Garden. We still are looking good on ladies. Let's add the English Garden here. Oh, and there's the Cabinet of Curiosities. Somebody was looking for that. Alex's turn. She gets a reputation from the marble floor, getting her to 8.4. She is going to activate her English Garden for 3 ladies. Screened prestige guest. And let's sort. And we're going to invite Elizabeth Fairchild. We'll invite her aunt. I think, yeah, we have the servants. And, why didn't... Kind of sorry we didn't use the hall boy last turn, but I guess we'll use it next turn. I'm thinking about Larry, but we'll definitely use the hall boy here and add it to Margaret. And for our third lady, we can't invite you. We don't have the servant. And money we don't need. I think I prefer the prestige guest from Lady Marianne Turner. So that's getting us to 500 plus 100 is 600, 2,400 pounds total. And 2 reputation, getting us to 9.1. A screen prestige guest. And 2 unscreened prestige guests. We've used our servants' quarters. Okay, I think we're ready to go. 2,400 pounds, 9.1. Here come our guests. We have Thomas Earl of Kellynch, another prestige guest, and Albert Marquess of Thornhill, a VP card. He's welcome. Don't really need his reputation, and he is a little expensive servant-wise, but I'll take as many VP cards as we can get. We're screening Lady Catherine Jacquemont, 3 reputation, versus Eunice Palmer, 1 reputation and 300 pounds. We're doing fine in the reputation department, so I'm going to invite Eunice. And purchase. Oh, we want that Cabinet of Curiosities. Can we afford? Yeah, we can easily afford it. Oh, okay. So take that off the list and purchase the Cabinet of Curiosities for 900 pounds. It's nice to have money. Moving on to Catherine's turn. Rolling for Wallace Carter, another 100 pounds from Sir Wallace. He's really paying off. What are we going to activate? We have the writing stables. We have the morning room, 1, 2, or 3 gentry. Let's use the morning room. Let's invite Charles. So let's go to our next man here. Sir Peter Outeridge. Maybe. Reputation we definitely want, so we're going to invite William Lord Mortimer. And who doesn't require a servant? Well, we have Terence Whitlow over here for 100 pounds. Let's add the hall boy to you. Make it 200 pounds. Do I have any of those servantless guests? No, so we can't really make use of the carriage house. All right, we're looking at 5 reputation. That's 7.2. Looking much better. Cash-wise, 200 pounds. Gets us to 1,400. And improvement tile-wise, with a reputation of 7, could go with the billiards room. Oh, 4 reputation from the parish church would be awfully nice. And then it converts into a monument. There's not a whole lot of time left, but boy, I really need a push for reputation here. I think I'm going to take the parish church. Moving on to Larry. No. So what's he Oh, he's got his English garden that he bought, so he's activating that. 3 ladies. Let's sort by gender. Let's actually sort by ladies. So we'll add Carolyn Abernathy. We don't have the ladies' servants. We can invite Carolyn with our servants' quarter. Assuming we can come up with a guest. No, I don't want the hall boy here. Sorry. I had a housemaid for the daughter. We definitely need to refresh, so let's refresh a lady's maid. So we just spent 3. Let's invite Agnes so we can net that out. So now we're getting a total of 5. We have plenty of room to spare here. Let's cash in some of this reputation. For 100 pounds, I'll take another 100 pounds. I think I can justify it. We have a screened prestige guest. We have a screened casual guest. Let's go with this. It leaves us at 9.2. For the screened casual guest, thanks to the daughter, we're choosing between Miss Margaret Stowell, not a great choice at this point in the game, and Sir Angus Canning, not a good choice either, although at least his VPs are 0. I think it's going to be Sir Angus. Screen prestige guest, Kenneth of Ashwood for 500 pounds versus Margaret Brisbane, casual guest, and 300 pounds. Nope, that's going to be Kenneth Viscount of Ashwood. And what makes the most sense for you? Oh, we have the Queen Suite. There's a library, finally. It wasn't us that was looking for it. Are we looking for anything? Got a French garden, and otherwise it's servants. There still is one more objective card draw, probably next round. I think it's going to be the Queen Suite. Double 1 favor of a prestige guest. And there are nice favors. We could probably get 2 prestige guests out of that. So let's bring in the Queen Suite. Okay, that ends Larry's turn. I have to say, if I'm not playing well for somebody, it's probably me that I'm not playing especially well for. Although Larry does have the reputation, but everybody else is catching up. I don't think Larry's lead in reputation is going to mean anything in the long run. Well, we're going to move on to round 18, the objective card draw. We have sporting and a ladies group. There is no conservatory, there's no flower room, there's no music room. That was not a great draw for our purposes, but for the time being, it really doesn't mean anything. Okay, what is Red going to do here? Well, she's got plenty of reputation, but the obvious choice would be to activate the Cabinet of Curiosities and just cash out some of this reputation. So let's activate the Cabinet of Curiosities. We'll add the cook. We can invite 2 gentry. There is the VP card. Or the prestige guest. 200 pounds. Let's tentatively invite the Earl of Kellynch. Can give you the head housemaid. And I'm not too fond of our ladies here. If we invited Lady Eleanor Brassington, that's, wow, that's a lot of reputation. So that's 7, 8, 9, and 1 for the cook makes 10. We could trade all of that for 500 pounds. Let's do it. So that's once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. That's 500 pounds using 10 reputation, which we're about to get back right now. And we're also going to get 200 pounds in a screen prestige guest. Let's go with that. So we should get back all the way back up to 9.2. Whoops, I miscalculated, but that's okay. 9.1 is just as fine. Lady Mary Shelton versus Agnes of Veaston. VP card. Let's go with Agnes. 2,200 pounds to spend. You're looking for a library. How are we looking gentleman-wise? We don't really have any gents left. South Lawn might make more sense at the moment. What do we need for that? We needed 2 libraries, actually. So I'm not that excited about the North Library yet. Let's go with the South Lawn. Oh, we have the Useful Man. I guess we can use you to reduce the cost. What just came out? A barn. I don't think that really matters at this point. Moving on to Catherine's turn. Get some new objectives. That's not going to be very helpful. She got another 100 pounds there from Walter. Catherine's going to activate, let's see, I think the parish church. Yeah, she needs that burst of reputation. She'll add the cook to that tile. She can invite 1 gentleman. She wants somebody with reputation, ideally. Sort by gender, see who our best man is. 300 pounds, nobody with reputation. I guess it's going to be Sir Peter Outeridge. And we'll go from there. Gets us to 8.2. And for the purchase, we're looking for a library. We're going to take the North Library. And we can use the Useful Man to discount that by 100 pounds. Moving on to Larry. No, we don't want to do that. What is Larry doing? He's activating his queen suite with the best guess he can come up with. We'll add the cook to that tile. And somebody with either VP cards or maybe, yeah, 2 prestige guests wouldn't be so bad. We'll invite Crispin to stay in the queen suite. That's 5 points. That's a 2-point guest. So we got 7 points worth of prestige guests. I guess not terrible. And he was looking for anything with some frontside VP. I guess the Babbling Brook wouldn't be a bad choice here. And he will use the Useful Man as well. And he gains the milestone for having 4 flipped tiles in the estate column. So milestone-wise, looks like a mirror image there. Catherine came in first on both, and Larry came in second on both, and Alex did not make a showing at all. Alex was focused on other things. Going into the final turn of the game before the courtship. What is Alice going to finish up with? She just bought the South Lawn, but that's only 2 ladies. She wants to try and invite a lot of people here. English Garden? Yeah, let's do the English Garden, I think. Bring up her best guest. She has a good selection of servants here. We'll invite the Pallisers for their prestige guest, though we may have to make a change here. We can come up with somebody better. We can invite Agnes for her 3 reputation and her VP card. We'll definitely invite Albert for his VP card. That doesn't help us, doesn't help us much. Colonel Stephen, we need 1 more. I guess we'll invite the mom. We don't need the reputation from the daughter at this point. How are we on guests? We need a footman over here. So I think we're fine as far as reputation is concerned, especially I got 4 coming in there. So let's refresh a footman for this gentleman. We'll put the hall boy on him so that we don't have to pay £100. It'll just reduce the cost of that guest to 0. And where are we on reputation? We have 3, 7, 9. 9 gets us to 10.3. We could probably convert for £300. I think that's good. That should get us to about 9.2 when we're finished. Let's go from there. Calculated that right. 5-point guest, 3-point guest. Very good. And we are not flipping anybody thanks to the Pallisers because I don't think there's... Oh, well, we could flip the South Lawn, but that doesn't buy us anything because it's 2 points on each side. We have nothing to flip here. So we'll cancel that. We'll take 2 casual guests from Mabel. We'll take 0 victory points over -1. It's an easy choice. And do we have anybody that we want to dismiss? Nobody in our hand. And let me just check the discard pile for any negatives. No, we're good. And as far as an improvement tile is concerned, I doubt there's anything here that she'd want to buy. Oh, the barn is here. The barn's worth, the barn will cost her 1 point worth of money, but get her 2 points worth of victory points. So that's a good bargain. And that will end her last turn. Moving on to Catherine's last turn. Sir Wallace Carter, 1 more success for £100. She can gain 1 reputation or £100 for the parsonage. I think we're going to take the 1 reputation. What is she going to reactivate? Well, she could activate the riding stables for a gentleman and a lady. But I'd rather do something like the Garden Observatory, which provides a prestige guest and 2 reputation. Nothing to complain about there. I think we're going to go with the Garden Observatory. Plus, it'll let you invite 4 gentry. So we want our 4 best guests. That'll be Camilla. I'm not sure about the money yet. 2 reputation I'll take. Prestige guest I'll take. Oh, I can't come back to you now because I'm out of ladies. For the 4th gentry, who's it going to be? Well, we have male servant here. We can invite Theo Marshfield. I could put the hall boy in the carriage house. I have a male guest. I could invite Reginald Barrow, except that there's a risk regarding the casual guest he would invite. And the £100 probably wouldn't make a difference. I think we're going to stop there. So we're looking at 2 plus 4 is 6, 8. About 8 reputation. I think I can convert 4 of that into £200. Let's finish it off and see where we end up. 9.2. Guest-wise, we got 9 points worth of guests. Not bad. And what is she going to buy, if anything? Probably not. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, no. She wanted this tableau, so we need a sporting tile. This costs 400. This costs 200. We'll take the bouquet lawn. Larry's last turn. About to gain 2 reputation. Consider using special actions. Oh, well, one of those is for the village fair stall, which I'm not going to use, so nothing to worry about there. So we gain 1 reputation. What was that for? Oh, the Queen Suite. So his best bet might be the English Garden with 5 gentry. Can he do the Queen's, the Grand Ballroom? 4 ladies, 4 gentlemen? Certainly has gentlemen. Only has 2 ladies. That's too bad. We'll have to go with the English Garden, I think. Is that the next best? Oh, the French Garden. Yeah, I think we might be able to pull that off. All right, French Garden. Bring our hand back. We'll invite. And how are we? So we're doing great as far as reputation is concerned, so we can afford to refresh guests. So we're looking for 7 gentry. It'll be the Duke of Hazelton, Kenneth Ashwood. For somebody who just provides 4 reputation, I don't think so. Same goes for you. Same goes for you. Money I'll take. Lord Harwood. Anne Marie for 400. That's okay. Beatrice Bonham. I don't need your reputation. How are we on guests so far? 4. We need 3 more. No, everybody's giving me reputation here. I can invite the son for money. I can invite the father for 200. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I need 1 more guest. I guess, actually, I can invite 1 more woman. I guess it's going to be Beatrice Bonham. We have the head housemaid. We'll add that and screen this prestige guest. And we'll add the hall boy for £100. We'll just add him over here to Kenneth Ashwood. That uses everybody up. I think we're covered. Oh, so as far as reputation's concerned, we've got 3. So I need to convert 6 notches worth of reputation. Let's see. Yeah, because I'm about to gain 3. That'll put me at 9.2. If I calculated correctly. And everybody's placed. Let's go from there. We're taking the money from the son. Oh, I somehow miscalculated. I'll fix that in a second. We want 2 points versus 0. Anybody we want to dismiss here? Nobody there. Nobody there. Cancel dismissals. Final improvement tile. I doubt the laundry, I doubt it's worth much. It's only worth a point. That wouldn't be a good buy. Yeah, there's nothing here to buy. So we'll cancel, and I can cash out some more reputation. I hope I didn't mess up. Increased reputation by 6. No, we got all of our reputation. Fortunately, I didn't mess that up, but I can cash out 2 and another 2. And that should be it. So we're going into the final courtship and final objective card discards, and we'll see how this turned out. I pooped out there in the end, so I can't say that I was playing my best, but let's go. Final courtship service. It's Alex by 3 victory points, 37 to 34. She will automatically get a Fairchild added to her hand, Charles. They're both worth 8 points. And now we're discarding objective cards. So Larry has the French Garden, has the upstairs downstairs guests, one for every 2 basic servants. That's easily 5 or 6 points there. 1 point per service tile. He's got 6 service tiles, and he definitely has the wealth. He's got all of these completed. Unfortunately, he has to get rid of one. Probably this one is worth the least. So we'll get rid of that. Alex, on the other hand, was not doing so great. She definitely didn't complete this one. So we'll get rid of that. And finally, Catherine definitely does not have 3 ladies' maids, so we can get rid of that. And the final score is Alex wins by a tie. Wow, Alex and Catherine both came in with 235 points. Larry trailed with 225. So the first tiebreaker is whoever won the final courtship, and that was Alex by 3 victory points, as you recall. Wow, that was close. Improvement tiles, very close, 46 to 42 points. Gentry cards, Alex had 61 to Catherine's 53. Alex didn't get the ladies' objective card. What was that? Oh, the one with the flower room. No, we knew about that. So that was 14 points worth of objectives there. Catherine had all of her objectives completed. So that was 17, 29, 35 points worth of objectives. And, of course, Alex had 16 points in milestones to Alex's 0. So they both had their strengths in different ways, and it just turned out that they tied at 235 each. And Alex won it by 3 victory points on the final courtship against Catherine. Larry came in third on that final courtship. Oh, no, actually, Larry had 34 to Alex's 37. Catherine was way behind at 21. Wow. How things could have been different by 3 victory points. But Alex had 2 essentials theme cards going for her, and she had the imported marble floor, so that made a huge difference. Wow, very exciting. For the first time, I actually ended in a tie. I hope you enjoyed watching this, everybody. If you did, please like the video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Check out all the other games I've taught and played through. If any of you actually watched all of this, it's probably a couple hours long easily. Then God bless you. But those of you who did watch, I hope you got something out of this. You see some of the thought process that goes into the game, especially with the optional servants. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye-bye.